Good day, everybody. Here we are for another roll reveal. This one is number 675. Reveal number 675 is a 1954 D roll. I don't have all of my little card things ready yet, so I figured I'd come on and chit-chat with people while I do that. Good day, Eric. And Dan McCumber back from our previous reveal. 1952 S roll provided one decent repunch mint mark. Other than that, didn't really see much of anything. So here we go with 54D. This one's been taped shut for generations. So we should run into something, I'm going to say, of interest value in this roll. Just let me finish stuffing these names real quick, and we will be on our way. How's everybody doing today? This kind of warm, partly cloudy day here in North Carolina as we wait for the tropical remnants of Helene to come through here in a couple of days. I'm hoping the very best for everyone in and around Florida who's getting ready for this storm. I, frankly, from paying attention to the forecast and paying attention to everything else going on, think that there is a lot of err on the side of caution going on with people as far south as Fort Myers. Yes, they expect storms. Yes, they expect rain. But to put the whole state under a state of emergency because of this, I don't know. But anyway, it is a large storm. It may not be a very strong storm, but it is a large one. Sure, everyone down there will get rain. It's happened before, a couple of times, I'm sure. So we'll see. We'll see how things work out. My dad is freaking out because they're having mandatory evacuations near the water. He doesn't live right next to the water, but yeah, it is what it is. Oh yeah, here we go. Coin number one. Oh, first of all, here's our roll. This is the way I had it, and I've had it like this for a long time. See how easy this tape is to get off and whether or not I'm going to have to cut it. Wow. How about super stick tape? Okay, there we go. That. Why don't they make tape like that anymore? That stuff was... Oh, man. I don't know how easily this thing's going to come apart. Yeah, I don't know that I'm going to get this roll apart. Let me try to cut the seam and see if that works. Just going around the seam with a knife. Yep, there we go. Got it. Man, that was a stuck down roll. Oh boy. Oh boy. Pretty coin. I'm gonna get this stuff out of here. Bunch of tape powder. Alright, let's pour this out and see what we've got. We may have some real winner coins here. May have. Let's see what this turns out to be. With coin number one, we have Wanda. And Wanda. Wanda. Okay, somewhat late die state. Very bright and shiny, but a little spotty too. So 1954D, not really known for much of anything on the reverse side, so we're going to check the first 10 coins as we move through. See if we happen to see anything that we would not have expected that we'll need to be looking for later on. And here we go. Off to the races. Coin number 1. One and done. Coin number 2 now. Sissy. There's some nice looking coins. They're nice and bright red. Oh, here's a nice RPM. There you go. Triple split upper serif. And a single split on the lower serif. So we've got 3 mint marks here working together. Or working against one another, one or the other. Let's see. Let me turn this down just a little bit and get us a little better flavor for what this is. So you have 3 serifs at the top, 2 serifs at the bottom. Nice looking coin overall. A little tiny bit on the spotty side, but it's been shut down for a long time. That's coin number 2, Sissy. It's a nice RPM, 1954D. What's up, JM? How you doing, buddy? No hurricanes or tornadoes. Just have to worry about earthquakes, tsunamis, and volcanoes. And liberals. I hear you there. I'm looking here on another coin, see what we can see. This is a nice earlier die state example. However, it is a earlier die state example of a normal 1954D Lincoln cent. Unfortunately, no die varieties here. Let's check the reverse on this one and see what we see. Got nothing. Dag nabbit, got nothing. Okay, so that's for Taco John. Let's move on and see what's on number 4 for Mark. Coin 4 for Mark gives us a little die chip inside the 9 of the date. That's to be expected on late die state coins. I was half expecting a buy error too. Nothing else there. Hello, Sissy. Good morning to you. Doom, doom, doom. NBC Radio. Remember when I was younger, I wanted to be... I was actually practicing my radio voice when I was 11, 12 years old. Trying to be that voice. And even went through my teen years doing that. Here we go, Mickey. Trying to be the voice. It was, man, some of these coins are just ugly. Good Lord, really? Hey, not because of the spotting so much, but because we have a trench. We have basically an aquifer irrigation channel dug into this coin. I'm going to give Mickey a solid credit for this one. It is an ugly coin. I thought we were doing really well at first with this. Yes, you did get an RPM. Sissy. Here we go. This is Sissy's coin. I'm going to show it to her real quick. There we go. Look at that. That's yours, Sissy. That belonged to you. And so, that was a nice coin. Why don't we get another? Let's get another one of those. How about this? Nope. Not that one. But hang on a second here while I readjust your television set. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. Let's see. Seeing nothing on this one. I thought there for a moment I was seeing some doubling on the 4. And it's not panning out right. It's not panning out well at all for doubling on the 4. So we'll just keep looking. See what we can see. I used to listen to Art Bell on the radio. And I don't even remember the name of the show anymore. Something about night. Coast to Coast AM. That's what it was. Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell. There's another RPM for you. It's not the same RPM. Just a single split on each serif, where the other had a split on both. 2 splits on the upper serif. But anyhow, I used to listen to the guy who did the introduction for the Art Bell show, and his voice is a full octave below mine. But I used to listen to that and try to emulate him. I'm a weirdo. Hello, Jonathan Schmelko. I've been trying to get a hold of you, brother. I've got a box here for you. It's been here for over a month, and I'm just trying to get a payment on the invoice. If you'd contact me, I would appreciate it. Thank you, Copper Picker. Yeah, Art Bell was definitely on the what do you call it, a goofball side sometimes. And of course, that's my opinion only. Other people have different opinions of some of the things that he reported on, but where it came to EVPs, I was definitely on that. I heard some EVPs in his recordings that I'll never forget. It's electronic voice phenomena, where somebody will take a recorder into a paranormal session where they're trying to pick up on spirits or something to that effect. And they turn a recorder on. You can't hear anything live. You only hear it after you replay the tape later. And they use clean, brand new tapes on a recorder that doesn't have any other issues. And sometimes you can hear whispers of voices, kind of like, get out. It's very interesting. And then there's other times he talks about chemtrails, airplanes that fly around in the sky and make contrails, and they turn it into something that, well, isn't obvious, but they say they're spraying chemicals into the sky, one way or another, to affect the weather, or I don't know, to poison people. Not really sure. Hello, Eric. Good morning, sir. But I remember that intro very well. This is Coast to Coast with Art Bell. If you're east of the Rockies, call blah, blah, blah. If you're west of the Rockies, call blah, blah, blah. Or you can call blah, blah, blah the first time caller line. Oh, Eric, look at that. You just showed up at the perfect time to see one of your coins. Unfortunately, this one's not an RPM. Not going to get anything out of it, but at least you're getting to see it live. Live from New York. Now, this is actually live to New York. Go live from North Carolina. Right? There is another one of those lesser RPMs. This one is for Carl. Matches coin number 8. We're on coin number 14 now. We got some rather nasty marks on some of these coins. I'm a little disappointed. It started out beautiful. Oh, is that what it was? They modified the weather to keep the North Vietnamese from moving weapons. And how did that work for them, I pray say? Oh, not so well? Well, I wonder why. Oh, look at that. Big giant die crack on the head. Big old die crack on the head there. That one's for Frosty. Yeah, I also thought at one point in time, my dream was to have a 1-800 number set up for copper coins. Once I had a warehouse full of coins and 6 or 8 people working for me to keep everything together. And I was going to have a 1-800 number, and I was going to do the phone recording I was going to do the voice recording for the phone. So you'd call the number and it would say, "Welcome to coppercoins.com." That's interesting, right? For technical support, press 3. If you wish to speak to someone about your coin, press 0 now or hold on the line and a representative will be with you shortly. Carl? Carl? Look at that. Carl gets a nice little RPM right there. Didn't Carl already get an RPM? Carl already got an RPM. But that's okay. Carl now has another. That's another RPM. And then there's been these times that I've wanted to have a good narration voice. So I practiced my emulation of other people who are good storytellers. They have all the proper pauses in what they say. They don't use they don't use they don't use well, those other things that people use to connect the knowns by unknowns while they're having a brain pause. Probably one of the best storytellers on the radio of all time would be Paul Harvey, and how Paul Harvey carried out what he carried out, how he did what he did. You know the news, and now the rest of the story. It's just the way he was able to... Wow, that's on the die. That is amazing. What is that? Man, what an odd looking concentric die scratch. Gouge. Nasty big old thing. Nothing on the coin as a result of the hubbing, but got that interesting looking gouge. Look at that thing. Wow. Jim Fletcher. Good morning. How are you, sir? I don't see you around much anymore. Man, you and Brian Allen, you get your ladies, and man, you just take off from coins. Leave the geeks right behind. Yeah, it's okay though. I can remember a day when I was all giddy about being with my woman. I didn't think about the nerds anymore, not for a while anyway, until I started getting more self time again. Got bored and decided, you know what? I like coins. I think I'll get back into them. And I figured, well, maybe one of these days, Jim Fletcher will get bored enough where he'll decide that the coins are once again interesting. But we'll see. It's different strokes for different folks, I guess. Another one I think is really interesting about his storytelling and how he does the storytelling thing is... Oh, I thought I was actually going to get something there. I stopped and paused for no good reason. Is Morgan Freeman. I love his voice. Well, your gal likes my voice. Just been busy. Well, I understand that. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're healthy. Hope everybody else is healthy and doing well. Hope Josie's doing great. But it's always been a dream, one way or another, for me to get into a position, more or less, where I could use my voice. And I've never really known I had what would be called a good voice. That's an RPM right there. That right there is an RPM, I tell you. Another new grandbaby. Wow. Very nice. Dan says my voice is smooth and relaxing. Well, I appreciate that. I tend to live a life like that, and so I don't get worked up a lot about things. And not getting worked up a lot about things kind of helps me be calm. I don't know if this is a past thing about having been a smoker there's another RPM. Having been a smoker for nearly 30 years, or just right around 30 years. I quit smoking over 10 years ago, but I'm still, I believe, feeling the effects of such, because I still get frogs in my throat, and sometimes those frogs are a little difficult to clear out. But I also have that effect where when I wake up in the morning, my voice is a little more chopped up than it is in the evening. And I get this, there's a block of something, I don't know what it is. I get a block in my throat where my talking is definitely affected. And I would like to be able to get rid of that so I can just speak freely and have it be my best presentation. That's the only thing that really kind of keeps me away from doing the narration thing. So another new grandbaby. What's the name? Ain't nobody without a name. Grandbaby's not a name. There's another one of those with that gouge. Interesting gouge, big thing. Well, that's coin 29 for Paul Hampton. Let's see what number 30 is. Adeline. Adeline's a very cool name. I like that. Now, what relation to Josie is that? Would she be a sister? A cousin? A little worried about Mickey. Cousins. Okay. Yeah, Mickey wasn't feeling the best the other day, which is why he didn't show up at the reveal show. So I thought to put him in for just the sake of doing so because of his absence. I know he likes getting in on the reveals. So I talked with him a little bit later, and he said he hadn't felt well. Well, generally when I do reveals, he shows up. And he hasn't been here yet today. Not to my knowledge, anyway. He might have. I know he was at the auction last night for a little while. There is another RPM, another nice RPM. This one's going to go to Eric Maith. Straight to New York. Right? I keep saying that for him, for his sake, so that he will know that he is welcome in North Carolina when he decides to move. Ooh, there's another one like Sissy got. It's a tripled upper. Tripled upper. Nice RPM. This one goes to Wanda. How about that? Wanda gets a nice one. So, Josie has a new cousin. Sweet. Sweet Adeline. That's what that name reminds me of. Beautiful song. My Adeline. I can't sing it where the hell, but it is a nice song if you get someone who knows what they're doing singing it. It's on to number 35, and this one goes to Sissy. Let's see what Sissy gets. Yeah, it turns out that it's going to be a normal coin, but hey, you know, you can't win them all. Well, I kind of wonder at times with this new storm that we've got out there, what's going to come of it. We have had one of the wettest years on record so far. It was very dry through most of the month of June. Then all of a sudden, the 1st of July, the sky started falling, and it hasn't really stopped. We've had inches and inches, actually feet of rain here since the beginning of June. It rained all the way through the month of June. We had a couple of tropical systems to help that out, but we did have a few fronts that were kind of unusual, bringing slightly cooler than normal weather, but also bringing a lot of moisture. A lot of moisture, in fact, so much moisture to the state of North Carolina that the tobacco crop is a complete loss this year. It's another RPM, this one for Mark. Well, I appreciate it, Eric. You have a great day, sir. And we have not managed to have a good, solid break from the rain since the 1st of July, and here it is, the end of September. And so whatever happens from this Helene that comes through here is not going to add anything good to our weather situation. Have a place west of Charlotte by 20 miles, 30 miles west of Gastonia, where the airport is. Boiling Springs Lake, North Carolina. There's another RPM for you right here. Another RPM, this one for Doug. It's Boiling Springs, North Carolina. About a week and a half ago, they had enough rain to cause a major flood. And man, did they ever have a major flood. It was horrible over there. My heart goes out to them, of course. And we are in the middle of working on trying to experience some cooler weather. Why is this out of focus? What is going on? There is something going on here. I see what's going on. we have a destroyed coin by some form of counter, feeder, something like that. And the coin doesn't sit flat. Which is why we're seeing the fuzziness in the image. Crispy will get a extra added feature for this one. Coin number 41. 41 now. Looking for anything we can find that's going to make these measure up to being something bigger than we ever thought they could be. Not seeing anything, though. Not on this one. Coming up as we take our adventure through the remainder of the day, we've got a 1955 D roll. And then we're going to have a 1964 D original bank wrap roll. And this one is a Fed Reserve roll. It's a Fed Reserve Bank of Kansas City, Oklahoma City branch. Those will be coming up today. Kind of wondering if that is an RPM, and it could be. It is. It's an RPM on the serif, lower serif for sure. So we'll pull this one out. See if we can attribute this little baby. Turn it like this right here. And then when you blow it up, make it bigger and move your light, you can see that split in the lower serif. It's one of those things for which some experience is helpful. I think it'll rain all winter. I actually would like some snow. I'm not really in a place to enjoy snow. Primarily for the reason that when we do get snow, people here lose their minds. Yes, they have this this little unwritten rule where when the streets get icy and they get slick and there's white stuff on the roads, you press the gas pedal down twice as fast to get moving. And when you feel like you're losing control, you stomp on the brake pedal to slow down faster. Coin number 44. This one's going to go back to Sissy. And Sissy's going to get a little RPM, I believe. Yeah, I think this is one of the little minor RPMs that we've been pulling out of this roll, I think. No, maybe not. Let me zoom in to the level where I can see serifs. Yep, there's a little split in the upper serif on this one. Just a tiny one. I don't know if that's going to be anything we're going to list, but I'm certainly going to forward it to Eric and let him take a look at it. Make a determination based on what he sees. And I always trust his determination because, well, he damn near knows how to do this better than I do. So, there we go. I said it. I said it thrice, and that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Thank you very much. All right. This one for Sissy. Within 10 miles of Dog Island is Sergeant First Class prediction to the landfall of Helene. Well, my prediction is no matter where it goes or what it does, it's going to cause some destruction, and it's going to be kind of a nasty storm. It is a large size storm. It's affecting a lot of people. I heard last night that the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, had declared a state of emergency for 62 counties in the state of Florida. Here's the deal with that. 62 is only 5 short of the entire state of Florida. Have you ever driven Florida from one end to the other? Florida, when you get right down to it and you drive the highway from Pensacola all the way down around to Key West, you've been on the highway for, 15, 17, 18 miles, or 18 hours in one state. That's larger than Texas, people. Just because Florida has they have an anorexia issue. It's a very thin state, and it's very ribbony and thin, which means that most places in Florida you can get from one side of the state to the other inside of 2 hours. But to go from one end to the other, good Lord, it's horrible. Raleigh to Memphis. That's strange that you mentioned that. My wife is going to be taking a trip to Memphis, and she's talking about whether to fly it or drive it. And I said, well, for sure you want to drive it. And she said, why would I want to do that? I said, I don't know. You asked me. I would drive it. I wouldn't fly it for nothing. We are going to end up 1 coin short in this roll. There's another RPM. 1 coin short means that the last person in the roll is going to get a credit instead of a coin. And, well, as always, that kind of sucks. The roads are horrible in Tennessee. Oh my gosh. I remember them as being great. Always well maintained. Especially in and around Memphis. It used to be just really good. I wonder what they've done. Dropped all that extra gas tax or something? We've got nothing out of the ordinary on this. The last coin in the roll, so we've got one person who's going to end up short on this one. Let's find out who that person is. I have no prediction. Does anyone else? Any predictions as to who coin number 50 is? It's somebody we all know. Taco John. Unfortunately, Taco John, you're not going to get a coin for spot number 50 because the tube is empty and we only had 49 coins in there. And I didn't know it until I opened the roll, and I didn't open the roll until just a few minutes ago because you saw the tape come tearing off the roll. So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that Taco John has a credit. I'll write that down here on my chili recipe because I don't have a good piece of paper available to me right now. But we're going to do, what is this, number 675. And it's going to be Taco John for coin number 50. All right. That's all I got for here for right now. I'm going to go ahead and get ready for the next reveal. When I get ready for the next reveal, I'll go ahead and do the broadcast. It's probably going to be right around noon, about 20 minutes from now. So I appreciate it. You guys have a great day. For those who do return, come back to reveal number 676. We'll be right at noon, and I'll talk to you then. Have a great one.